What if aging wasn't your real enemy? What if fatigue, brain fog, chronic illness, even your mood, were actually symptoms of one thing: a neglected gut? That's what Dr. Hiromi Shinya discovered after decades of treating thousands of patients. He revealed that your gut, your second brain, isn't just about digestion. It's the command center for your entire body. When it's overwhelmed by toxins, food decay, and processed foods, everything from your immunity to your mental clarity starts to break down. But here's the good news: you can turn it around. Starting today. In this video, you'll learn Dr. Shinya's gut healing, anti-aging formula that's helped people around the world live longer, healthier lives, naturally. And hey, if you care about your health and want to keep learning how to thrive, don't forget to subscribe to Wise Long Life and turn on notifications. Your gut and your future will thank you. The gut as a health powerhouse. You might think your gut is just a food processing machine, right? But here's the wild part. It's one of the most influential organs in your entire body. Scientists, and notably Dr. Hiromi Shinya, have long pointed out that this second brain is much more than a digestive pipeline. In fact, it's where most diseases begin. That bloating after lunch or sluggishness in the evening. It's often the gut waving a red flag. According to Dr. Shinya, what rots inside the intestines, thanks to poor dietary habits, is a key contributor to everything from fatigue to chronic illnesses. Think about this. Your gut has its own nervous system, and it doesn't just follow the brain's orders, it talks back. It's a central player in the gut-brain axis, a communication superhighway between your belly and your brain. When digestion goes wrong due to food putrefaction, yes, that's a fancy word for food rotting inside your gut. It creates toxins that affect not only your organs, but also your mood, sleep, and energy. Ever felt cranky after a greasy fast food binge? That's not a coincidence. It's like managing a garden. If you feed it the right nutrients, everything thrives. But when you dump trash into it every day, it turns toxic. Junk food and excess processed foods, or red meat, don't just sit quietly. They decompose, attract bad bacteria, and disturb your delicate microbiota. Over time, this contributes to intestinal inflammation, which quietly lays the foundation for chronic diseases like diabetes, arthritis, and even Alzheimer's. So what can be done? Start small. Swap one processed snack for something fibrous, say a handful of chia or flax seeds in your yogurt. Choose fermented foods a couple of times a week. And hydrate, always hydrate, because water helps flush those toxins before they get cozy. This isn't about trends, it's about tapping into regenerative nutrition, the kind that heals from the inside out. And once you start seeing your gut not as a passive tube, but as a decision maker in your well-being, you'll begin to wonder, if the gut can control physical health, what else is it influencing without you even noticing? Gut-brain connection and mental health. You've probably heard the phrase, trust your gut. Turns out, there's real science behind that. Nestled within the walls of your digestive system is something extraordinary: the enteric nervous system, a network of over 100 million neurons, often called the body's second brain. This isn't just a poetic nickname. It's a literal control center, operating semi-independently and managing complex tasks like digestion, mood regulation, and even decision-making signals to the brain. This is the gut-brain axis at work, and its influence on mental health is massive. Here's the kicker: about 90% of your body's serotonin, the feel-good hormone, is produced in your gut, not your brain. That means what happens in your intestines doesn't stay in your intestines. A disrupted microbiome from poor diet or prolonged stress directly affects serotonin levels. Ever felt anxious or down after a heavy, greasy meal? Or strangely calm after a bowl of steamed greens and lentils? That's not in your head, it's in your gut. Now, think of your gut as a busy city. The good bacteria are like friendly neighbors keeping everything in harmony. But toss in processed foods, stress, and lack of sleep, and suddenly the neighborhood turns chaotic. Harmful bacteria take over, and the city starts to fall apart. That chaos travels up the gut-brain highway and manifests as mood swings, irritability, and even symptoms of depression or anxiety. This is why Dr. Shinya emphasized cleaning the gut, not just for the body's sake, but for peace of mind. Want a practical fix? Start incorporating probiotics and prebiotics into your meals. Yogurt, kefir, miso, bananas, garlic, they all feed your mental calmness by nurturing your inner ecosystem. A sprinkle of flaxseed in your oatmeal or a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar before meals can help rebalance your gut environment, lifting both your digestion and your mood. So next time you're feeling low or foggy, don't just reach for coffee or distractions. Ask yourself, what did I feed my second brain today? Because the state of your mind might just be coming from your belly's bulletin board. Immunity and chronic disease prevention. Most people think of the immune system as some vague network working in the background like a silent security guard. But few realize the headquarters of that security system is actually in your gut. Yep, more than 70% of your body's immune cells live right there, between those loops and folds of your intestines. And if that area is a mess, the consequences ripple through your entire body. Dr. Hiromi Shinya was crystal clear on this. A sick gut invites disease to settle in like an unwanted guest. Your microbiota acts like a bouncer at an exclusive club. When balanced, it filters out the riffraff like pathogens and toxins before they get inside. But feed it poorly, especially with too much processed food, red meat, and sugar, and the bad guys outnumber the good. That imbalance, called dysbiosis, is now linked not just to digestive issues, but to a parade of modern illnesses: diabetes, obesity, cardiovascular disease, autoimmune problems, and yes, even cancer. So how do you strengthen this internal fortress? Think of your plate as a toolkit. High-fiber vegetables like kale, artichokes, and broccoli sweep through your intestines like scrub brushes. Probiotics and prebiotics rearm your gut soldiers. Whole foods rich in enzymes like pineapple and papaya help keep the system humming. Even humble habits, like chewing your food thoroughly, reduce the load on your gut and free up energy for immunity. Let's talk action. Replace that afternoon cookie with a handful of walnuts and a kefir smoothie. Toss some fermented kimchi into your dinner bowl. And don't underestimate water. It's your gut's best transport system for carrying away what doesn't belong. These might seem like small things, but over time, they create a gut environment hostile to chronic disease and welcoming to vitality. The real power move? Defending your health starts by strengthening the gut barrier. When food decays inside, it releases toxins that weaken intestinal walls, allowing harmful compounds to leak into the bloodstream, a root cause of chronic inflammation. This silent process fuels diseases like arthritis, metabolic issues, and even cognitive decline. A diverse, well-fed microbiome acts as your shield, keeping the bad out and immunity strong. Food decay and toxin impact. Imagine this. You eat a juicy burger, fries, maybe wash it down with a soda. Tastes great until it hits your gut. That combo, especially if it's heavy in red meat and processed foods, doesn't just digest and disappear. It can sit in the intestines for hours, sometimes days, slowly breaking down in a way that's far from natural. This slow food putrefaction produces toxins that not only irritate your gut, but can seep into your bloodstream, quietly sabotaging your organs over time. These toxins act like smoke in a house with no windows, nowhere to go, so they settle. The liver and kidneys, already working overtime, become overloaded. Your detox systems get bogged down, and inflammation becomes the new normal. That's when symptoms creep in: brain fog, fatigue, joint pain, even skin breakouts. What's worse, studies link these toxin buildups to neurodegenerative diseases like Parkinson's and Alzheimer's. It's like rust forming inside the body, slow, silent, and devastating. Dr. Hiromi Shinya was one of the first to emphasize the visible damage this decay causes in the colon. During endoscopies, he saw firsthand how diets rich in rotting proteins left behind inflamed, toxic tissues. He insisted that much of modern medicine overlooks this internal pollution, treating symptoms without ever cleaning the pipes, so to speak. And if the gut is the body's engine, you wouldn't fill it with garbage and expect a smooth ride, right? What's the fix? It's not about perfection, it's about prevention. Cut down on hard-to-digest meats and switch in lighter proteins like fish or legumes a few times a week. Add natural helpers like apple cider vinegar before meals to aid digestion. Eat slower, chew more. These small choices stop the rot before it starts and lighten the load on your internal detox crew. And when your body isn't busy battling internal waste, everything changes. Energy improves, inflammation drops, and the risk of chronic illness falls. Regular detox from food putrefaction isn't about quick fixes. It's about supporting your liver, kidneys, and gut daily. Limit rotting foods, hydrate well, and lean on natural aids like apple cider vinegar. It's a daily tune-up for your system, not just a one-time cleanse. Healthy eating to support gut health. Food isn't just fuel, it's communication. Every bite you take sends a message to your gut. Thrive or struggle. A high-fiber diet filled with vegetables, legumes, whole grains, and seeds feeds the beneficial bacteria in your intestines, creating an environment that discourages intestinal inflammation and encourages healing. Think of it as cultivating a garden. When the soil's right, everything grows stronger, healthier, and more resistant to disease. Your gut bacteria thrive on variety, especially when you give them the right tools. Prebiotics, found in foods like garlic, leeks, and bananas, act as fertilizer. Probiotics, from yogurt, sauerkraut, and kefir, are the live bacteria that take root. Combine both regularly, and your gut becomes a self-sustaining ecosystem. You're not just improving digestion, you're boosting serotonin production, immunity, and nutrient absorption all at once. Processed meals, on the other hand, feed the wrong microbes. They spike inflammation and slow down digestion. Swap chips for raw carrots with hummus, and add a few spoons of chia or flaxseed into your breakfast. These small tweaks support enzymes in food to do their job better, breaking down what you eat and cleaning up after. Even adding variety, rotating between leafy greens, cruciferous veggies, and legumes, makes a difference. Want a practical tip? Aim for 30 different plant-based foods a week. That might sound like a lot, but it includes fruits, grains, herbs, and nuts too. Toss basil in your salad, blend spinach into your smoothie, try lentils instead of pasta once a week. This diversity doesn't just feed you, it feeds your microbiome, building resilience from the inside out. When you consistently feed your gut what it needs, something magical happens. Inflammation fades, digestion smooths out, and that heavy, bloated feeling, it disappears. And just when things start to feel balanced again, you want to go a step further and help your gut hit the reset button. Natural recipe for gut detox. Sometimes your gut just needs a break. Not a dramatic juice cleanse or a starvation plan. Just a gentle, natural reset that works with your body, not against it. In places like Okinawa and Sardinia, two of the famous blue zones where people live well into their 90s, daily rituals often include warm, digestive-friendly drinks. These blends hydrate, stimulate the gut, and flush out built-up toxins from sluggish digestion. A simple and powerful recipe? Start your morning with a warm glass of water, mixed with 1 tablespoon of chia seeds, 1 of flax seed, a squeeze of lemon, a teaspoon of apple cider vinegar, and a touch of raw honey. Stir well and let it sit for a few minutes. This drink is rich in soluble fiber, supports regularity, and creates a soothing gel that binds to waste products, making it easier to eliminate them. It's gentle, effective, and surprisingly energizing. This mix works on multiple levels. The flaxseed and chia help regulate bowel movements and feed good gut bacteria. Lemon and vinegar encourage natural detox, while the honey adds antimicrobial properties. Over time, this drink reduces intestinal inflammation and supports a cleaner, more efficient digestive system. Just be consistent. Try it first thing in the morning for at least 2 weeks and observe the difference in your digestion and skin. For those with sensitive stomachs, you can reduce the vinegar at first or swap in peppermint tea as a soothing base. The idea isn't to shock the body, but to encourage the gut to cleanse itself naturally and rhythmically. And the best part? You're using ingredients you can pronounce, no lab-made chemicals, no magic powders. Once your gut starts running smoother, you'll notice it in unexpected ways. Better sleep, fewer cravings, a lighter mood. But there's one more step, and it may be the most powerful of all: giving your body the tools it needs to rebuild, not just clean up. The regenerative diet concept. Dr. Hiromi Shinya's greatest insight wasn't just about avoiding disease. It was about creating health. He believed that when given the right nutrients, the body has an extraordinary ability to regenerate. That means repairing damaged tissues, restoring balance, and even reversing early-stage chronic diseases. And it all starts with what's on your plate. Not pills, not procedures, just food rich in life, not food designed to last on a shelf. A regenerative diet is loaded with living enzymes from raw vegetables, fruits, sprouts, and fermented foods. These enzymes in food act like little workers, breaking down what you eat, absorbing nutrients efficiently, and speeding up cell repair. Fresh pineapple, papaya, kimchi, and even soaked seeds like chia and flaxseed are enzyme champions. Add them to meals, especially raw or lightly steamed, and your gut starts functioning like a well-oiled machine. This isn't just about digestion, it's a full-body renewal. By feeding your microbiota the right fuel, you not only protect against inflammation and oxidation, but also support serotonin production, stabilize blood sugar, and reduce the risk of degenerative conditions. Over time, this helps restore balance to the gut-brain axis, improves focus, lifts mood, and boosts your natural energy levels. What does this look like in real life? A breakfast of overnight oats with flaxseed and berries. A lunch bowl with lentils, spinach, and fermented pickles. A dinner of grilled veggies, leafy greens, and a splash of apple cider vinegar. Nothing extreme, just a return to food that feels alive. Simple, doable, powerful. And when you combine detox with regeneration, your gut transforms from a battlefield into a healing sanctuary. It becomes a place where strength begins, where longevity takes root. And speaking of taking root, what if we told you everything you thought about aging might be wrong? Your gut has been talking to you this whole time, through your energy, your mood, your immunity, even your cravings. Now you finally understand why. You've seen how a few daily choices, swapping processed snacks for whole foods, adding probiotics, sipping a natural detox drink, and focusing on regenerative nutrition can completely change how you feel and function. So here's the real question. Are you going to ignore it and keep feeling just okay? Or are you ready to take control, support your microbiome, and build a healthier, longer life? Starting from the inside out, the science is clear. The tools are simple, but the action? That part's up to you. Which habit are you going to start with today? Cutting back on red meat? Trying that morning drink with chia, flaxseed, and apple cider vinegar? Tell us in the comments. We want to hear your plan. And if you learned something new, hit that like button. And don't forget, subscribe to Wise Long Life and turn on notifications so you never miss out on more powerful ways to take charge of your health. Your best years can still be ahead of you if you start now.